Okay, we're back here for the last map of the night. We've got Cloud9, we've got Luminosity, and we've got some teams in playoff contention that really want to find themselves in Dallas come next month. Introducing you to my co-host here, Vendetta. If you're just joining us for the last game of the night, this is my counterpart in crime. And you know what, Vendetta? We're going to Inferno. We've seen quite a bit of Inferno this week so far.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm excited for it for different reasons, though. Obviously, Cloud9 hasn't played Inferno as much, and Luminosity have definitely played it more. They've made an effort to make this one of their go-to maps actually as of late. Even outside of EPL as well. Haven't had the strongest results on it though, and neither have Cloud9. But the one thing that is interesting to me to see is the fact that Cloud9 has only played top-tier competition. They played versus SK twice, played versus NIP at Summit, where they won, but they haven't gotten a lot of testing on the map. So with the way Luminosity played on Train, it's going to be really cool to see if they can actually topple, a not too experienced Cloud9 on Inferno. Well,
even more so here, one of the strengths I think that Cloud9 could find themselves having is just an absolute randomness to it, right? If they're able to attack that puck mentality, we know that Skadoodle's been in and out of the office. Like, hell, maybe let's take this one as it is, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's true. Like, if in terms of Luminosity actually having, the opportunity to read up and do research on Cloud9 on this map, not that big, right? Because you've got 2 games from the Summit. Well, they play with Swag there. They might have done stuff completely differently. And, the approach with having, a more dedicated opera like Ska in the lineup is going to change how you play on T side or how you play on CT side, right? Like how you set up everything. So for Luminosity, yeah, they're going into this, a bit in the dark, but that could swing both ways as well because C9 might just feel in the dark as to what they're doing.
Well, feeling in the dark, I wouldn't know anything about that. But I do know our commentators are standing by right now. Blue and Dazed. Sam, where do we expect to see the op have the most impact across this entire map?
Probably towards Banana. Most people are putting their main opera towards B now. I definitely expect LG to. Skadoodle, on the other hand, I can't remember the last time we saw them play Inferno and him. Actually, I'm pretty sure he's rap side because Swag was rap side on the Summit, and he pretty much went 1-to-1 on all his spots. So I'm assuming he'll probably be at art side, so that's going to be a little bit different. I think op impact, though, if Yell could keep playing aggressive like this and, come out alive every time, making it like 4v5 like he did quite a few times, you got to give the advantage to him. He's a much more aggressive opera than Skadoodle.
Well, most certainly, I don't think the man could be wrong. I mean, he is Dazed, right? So.
No, that is true. No, it's very accurate.
My question is, why am I doing your guys' job over here? Isn't this your guys' segment?
Well, first off, we didn't want to bring you into this anyway.
I think I want to raise.
It's not even really how that worked out now, is it?
It's not our fault.
You know what? You guys just have it from here. I'm done. You guys can take it for the rest of this time.
Just handing it off again. I
think I need a raise doing pre-game analysis, during the game analysis, and post-game analysis.
Just milking you.
Yeah, man. That was my day rate.
Caster. Apparently he left the they left the lower third up for you a little bit longer there to compensate you.
That's good. That's good.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still got to work out how much I'm paying for the bronze package.
That's true. Yeah, we gotta look into that. But
so Blue, let's go back. We ask you some questions. What's your prediction for Inferno? Because I have no idea what is going to happen.
Honestly, based on the way that map just played, I feel like it's going to go in the other direction now. I feel like LG's going to take it. I think that their players are looking overall a little bit more like well-connected about it. I do think that you were right about the positioning that Skadoodle's going to play in. I feel like that's actually going to hurt them to a way because I feel like it's going to make B a little, especially since if I'm remembering correctly, I feel like it's going to be, I think, Automatic and Nothing playing together over there towards the B bomb site. We'll have to see that when we get in game.
I'm almost positive Stu will play B. He always plays B.
Always plays B? Maybe I had them reversed. I don't know. But I think overall, the B combo is not going to be as strong because they don't put the primary op in that direction. It's going to make it a lot easier for LG to move up and sort of abuse that part of the map and just take it a lot more confidently on their T side.
Could be.
Yeah. But we are, like I said, we are still waiting. I think the players are a little bit slow getting into the server here for the second map, so we are just waiting on them. And that's the cause of the delay. So as soon as they are connected, of course, the map will be getting started, part of the course. And with LG taking it, obviously Cloud9 probably did need a few minutes to figure out how exactly they're going to go into this second map now and how they are going to try to take it 1-1. Keep in mind, like I said, each team in the league at the beginning of this week, obviously some of those matches have already been played. They each had 6 maps left to play. However, some of them, there's a finite amount of these maps they need to win just to push them into a guaranteed playoff position. For Cloud9, that's 3 of those maps. But if they go 0-2 here, then all of a sudden they need to win 75% of their remaining matches. And obviously, while some of those may be easier than the others, that's still a bit of a tough one to make sure that you keep yourself to.
Guarantee them.
Guarantee them, yes, correct.
But I mean, when other people lose that are below them, then all of a sudden it changes.
It changes the dynamic.
I mean, they can hypothetically get in playoffs without even getting another win.
Correct, in theory.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll actually push them down pretty low in the rankings. There's also like seedings to play for too, but the seedings are like a little bit hard to actually judge.
I think seeding
someone
nearly as much.
Someone in Europe made a really good point actually, and that the standings for Europe are a lot more important, as we can actually see the standings overall here on the board. Now Cloud9 currently sits in 3rd place, 15-6.
24 matches total, correct?
24 matches total, and the ones that are still vying for it all go down to number 10. So everyone CLG and above.
So who is doing the math around here? Because I'm pretty sure if SK, even if they lose out, they're going to make playoffs. I can guarantee.
They can technically be overtaken.
Technically.
Yeah, we have a graph that shows this. I don't have like the graph like dedicated to memory.
I don't think that's possible.
We have to check the graph.
Because there's 3 matches left. If they go 17-7, the max that could be above them is these 3 teams, and they already beat NRG once, so they would be tied with them. Worst case scenario, they'd be 5th. So they're guaranteed.
Oh wait, hold on, wait. Here's the graph. So we have to look at this. Obviously, you guys at home can't see this one.
Wait, what is wrong with the way that I just did it?
What? How did you do it? I didn't. Oh wow, we have it on the screen now too. All right, so here's the graph. I think actually, okay. So as of yesterday, this is the thing. At the beginning of yesterday, I think they could have been bumped out of the top 6, but because they won one of their maps, and obviously the second one didn't get played out because of the Valve issues. But I think after winning that 1 or 2 of them, I think they're secure.
I don't think so, because if we go back to
look,
go back to the standings.
We can just see it here. This is a debate now.
Look, they could only get max 7 losses.
Yeah.
And even if they lost that map, they could only be max 8. But Optic already has 9 losses. So how could they ever get out of playoffs? If the 6th team already has 9 losses, how could they be out of playoffs? I don't get it.
This is too much thinking right now. This is why I hate talking about it, because it gets all confusing.
Pretty sure this graph is meaningless.
No, it's not. I spent a lot of time on that graph on Monday.
Yeah, you're coloring it in with pencils and crayons. I saw the graph. Looks like a finger painting by a child.
What's important for this match is that Cloud9 still needs to win 3 maps at this point to guarantee their position. That much we know with 100% certainty. So
if we go back to the standings, I'll tell you if Cloud9 can get out or not. Because it's pretty easy.
No, please don't. Let's not go back to that again.
Unless, like, I'm an idiot and I have no idea what I'm talking about. But I'm pretty sure.
We definitely missed a detail or 2 along the way, I think.
Yeah.
Because we had this all figured out on Tuesday, and now your conversation just made me doubt everything I was told 2 days ago. So who knows at this point? I
wonder what Vendetta thinks about this. Has he been listening at all? Is my logic flawed at all? I feel like it's pretty simple. If you can't get less than 9 losses in the, how could you ever not?
We're into the map now. Destiny's going to be holding an aggressive position over here at mid choke point, waiting to see these guys pushing up from alt mid. They do move up at alt mid, and obviously we can see them being spotted out by the player that pushed up towards choke point there. But he only spotted like 1 or 2 of them at most, so it's not going to be a huge find just yet. Cloud9 though. They also still have Stewie pushed up halfway over here on the banana position at the half wall position. So now the rest of them, while Stewie just sits back, patiently waits, more than likely to actually catch LG when they do kind of move out from B over towards the half wall. If he can pick them off there and make the cutoff a little, or make the post plant situation a little bit easier by cutting those players off, that's obviously going to make things a lot easier. But for the rest of C9, as we can see, they're all just grouped up over here, and Destiny's going to be able to spot this as he moves back in. And actually, they're not using that. They're not really using Stewie as just a diversion. They're actually going to pitch through here. Destiny gets completely overwhelmed. PKL is able to spot this, and Yell also takes down Stewie as he tries to move his way into the site. But he's going to be supported by Automatic in a moment here. It's left to a 3v3 as they do push their way back in, but the bomb is pinched currently. The players moving in from CT on the T side do have to move in a little bit more proficiently, as otherwise the bomb is not actually going to be able to get into the site. Automatic, though, patience is a virtue for him. as he swings out, destroys SHZ, and it's not only that, but nothing takes down Yell from within the site. Now it's just Showtime alone in the 1v3, and he's going to be working up Banana, but he doesn't have the greatest of angles, doesn't even have armor to play with either. He's got the kit, but that's really the only thing he has going for himself at this point, and he's got to hit some banger headshots to be able to bring this match under contention now for LG. As he moves in, just chunked down to 15 HP by a nade. Nothing's really going to work out for him, and it even just looks like he's backing up now. Probably spotted like a better pistol on the ground somewhere, and is probably going to try to save that.
That was very well played by Automatic. He just hid and hid and hid, and that player that was flanking B had no idea that he was there. And yeah. Oh, apparently there's 26 games and not 24? Well, that kind of changes things.
That's right.
That changes a lot.
That's what I forgot. Yeah, no, that makes sense because there's 13 other teams.
Yeah.
You play them twice. Okay.
Way too many teams, man. We need to cut this down to like 8. It's way too many. You got Winter Fox playing 4v5 with 300 ping. We got like the bottom 3 teams with a combined like 6 wins.
There is just like a huge drop off.
I mean, come on.
I think it goes from like 10 wins down to like 4.
No, it's seriously like there's. It's like NBA teams versus like Division III college. When you talk about the top teams versus the bottom teams, it's absurd.
Yeah. Well, on more important issues, Cloud9 have themselves the early advantage, and more importantly, nothing but an interesting gun there. It's got the Bison, which I'm sure was an accidental buy. But he's like lurking over the long hauls anyway, so I don't even know if he's going to see a whole lot of action with it. We'll find out in a moment, though, as we are seeing a little bit of action back over here on Banana. And Automatic gets himself a nice spray down. Double kill, almost gets the third one, too. Shroud taking down Destiny elsewhere on the map. They've pretty much already cleaned up shop. The last 2 alive are going to be split up. And SHZ, well, he's lit up 2 of them now. Automatic out in the open as well. He's definitely going to look to finish off at least one of these kills, but they're doing a good job of kind of circumventing and moving away from him, so based on the way that things are currently trending, they may not even be able to find that. Even Yale swinging back out. He's going to have a surprise winning for him in Moto. There's the Bison. Instant headshot from nothing to take out Yell. And SHZ now sits alone at the bottom of the T-steps. And really just going to try to creep his way around and hunt for anyone on exits. Trying to capitalize on that to the best of his ability, but Cloud9 definitely going to be picking up the second round here. And we're not going to end up in that crazy anti-eco frenzy that we had going in the last map.
Yeah, SHZ just looking to say, where was the kill that he got?
For SHZ?
Yeah.
He didn't get a kill.
Or where did Sui die, rather?
I think it was...
Hunting and T-spawn. Shroud.
I don't actually remember where that kill happened, to be honest. I think it was either outside of T-steps or over at Banana somewhere.
So we'll see full eco by LG. See if they go into the construction stack.
Yeah, this will be...
It might happen.
They got 4 heading to that site right now. Nope. No, they're just going to try to aggro on Banana, I think, a little bit here. Molly's going to stop that, though, so just SHZ posting up behind the sandbags. The HG grenades also going to roll back into the Molly to prevent them from falling back. Dings early on, but a lot of it's through the wall. SHZ still able to get the kill, then Stewie following through. And he just, okay, apparently they're picking up the Bison instead of the UMP. And it works. Stewie just gets a triple kill with it, pushing up Banana. And, well, there you go. Apparently the Bison is just a secret weapon waiting to happen, dude.
Well, yeah, if they don't have armor.
Just rips them to shreds.
A billion bullets.
All right. So that was...
You know what? I never realized how slow you move within a Gav.
Yeah.
You're seriously the slowest thing ever.
That accuracy is... It's insane once you get the first 10 bullets, though.
Yeah, no, it's true. So Cloud9, 2 towards B. B control comes out from LG, though, so they burn 2 mollies right off the bat. 3B on LG. We'll see if C9 challenges it or goes into a quick A take. It looks like they're going to challenge.
Moving out, Stewie is going to be able to pick up the first kill.
Nice flash.
Flash response to it. Still have players waiting behind it, though, and Stewie's on point to be able to stop some of this. Picks up a second before he finally goes down to Destiny and puts us into a 4v3 in the favor of Cloud9, with most of their players still being lined up outside of the A bomb site, too. You've only got 2 here for the CT side. Both are stacked together as well, which means if they take these 2 players down right at the start of this push, then the round's basically over. No way that Destiny's going to be able to rotate into that in time. In fact, he should be called over at this point, but no follow-up, obviously, so they can't hyper-react on that one. That'd be a huge risk they have to take, and it doesn't look like they're willing to take it in its current form. Cloud9 not really being ones to go into the site just yet either here, as they are letting, I think, Shroud get into a better position before they execute on it. He's pushed himself all the way up the hulls now. Luminosity have not moved away from that double stack by Porch. They still have these 2 players positioned here trying to defend it around the corner. And they may just get bite directly into that. Good shots from Automatic, though. Takes out Showtime, takes down at 12 HP. And SHZ responds with 1 kill, but that's all he's going to get. Automatic, even at that low HP, gets the trade. And now it's just Destiny, who, like I said before, is way over in the B-bomb site, so not really going to be able to do too much besides kind of posting about mid and maybe looking for an exit or 2.
Yeah, I actually think when you're in a 3v4 like that, I'm not against, like, just overplaying one of the sites and just completely gambling it. And if they don't hit your site, just save for the next round. Because it's just really, really difficult to hold. Like for instance, if they go B there, I really, really doubt Destiny does better than getting, you know, 2 kills max and putting it into a 2v2 post plant. So, which is also, you know, obviously a very T-sided situation.
Yeah, now Cloud9 will move up over here towards the crossroads again. Aggression is going to be out this time from LG, but once more, it's another round where they're basically just on a full eco here. I think they had 1 or 2 P250 buys, and that's about it. Like a CZ, you can see on Destiny. They just get utterly destroyed, though. Already down to 2 players. Not a whole lot going on here. Cloud9 taking not just solid control, but just dominant control right at the start here, and are probably building up a pretty nice bank off of these first couple rounds here, too. Destiny now is going to be the last man standing over here in the halls, and he's just hoping someone gets aggressive, wanting to put him down, and he can at the very least pick up a kill or 2 before being knocked out himself.
Yeah, Shroud just Mr. Patient, though. Cloud9 being very patient as a whole as well. They're going to scout B, have bomb in any swing position, so if they find them, they could go somewhere else, and they're taking this round very seriously. They don't want to have any casualties. Just going very, very slow.
Yeah, the bomb's finally going to send its way up towards B, so that can start ticking down, but really it's just a mission to hunt out Destiny.
Yeah, Cloud9, I mean, they have a ton of money. LG has, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, they only have 6 kills so far. I mean, if LG wants to win this, they're going to have to win a bunch of gun rounds in a row. And I actually think the B push is smart by them. I think they should keep doing it. If Stewie's going to be there by himself, I mean, as good as Stewie is, like, you got to, you know, believe that you can kill him and make it 4v5 and take map control.
But for Destiny here, as he does finally start to kind of lurk back out and get a little bit more adventurous about his position, he's still not going to be able to find anything. It just seems like Cloud9 are happy with posting up with the exits, all of the exits to the A-bomb side, I should say, and is preventing him really. It's not like he's escaping with anything huge. It's a CZ and armor.
Pretty much just half armor because he's going to buy up and not really use the CZ next round.
Mm-hmm. And the pause is also going to come in, assumably from the...
Okay, so, like, this is what I'm saying, right?
What's up?
Most likely, we'll see how many half armors they have. I'd assume most of them wouldn't upgrade to head armor. You throw in an ump. And all of a sudden...
Your master theory comes
yes,
back again.
the dedicated umper.
You just never know, man.
Force them to buy head armor. And even if they have head armor, it's still insane.
They have so much money, though.
True. They don't really need it.
Yeah. It's not like they need someone to build up extra money for them.
I actually think, like, on T-side, though, just having somebody that... Even, like, a Tech 9 is really good, too. Just because of the mindset you have, also, when you have, like, an ump and a Tech 9, is always just, like, I'm fine sacrificing myself for the team.
I'm just going to go in, man.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, hey, we're going to do a mid control. We smoke off mid. I'm just jumping out. And if they kill me, it's going to take 12 bullets, and my teammates are going to trade.
Yeah.
And every single time, it's going to be, you know, advantage towards that. I mean, that's, in my opinion, like, one of the hardest things to hold against is when you're fully bought up and everything, and, like, say it's cash and they take a site, and some guy just runs out a door with, like, a Tech 9 with other people, like, backing him up. They flash site, and it's like, you know, that Tech 9 just jumps in the air. And if you don't kill him clean, how are you ever going to multi-frag, right?
Yeah.
I think it's, like, one of the most difficult things.
So we've got Cloud9 onto a gun round, and they're immediately going to be going up against LG on a double op setup. Showtime and Yell.
And also the ump counter with 3 head armors. they've been listening to our cast.
Except the off-roads, they're going to take down the ump before it can even get close to them, apparently. Now, nothing is going to be pushing his way into the halls very early on. And again, this is not too hard for Cloud9 to get control of, so just moving in there early on to take that is not too big of a feat here. This has been, so far, pretty typical in terms of how the way these rounds have gone for C9. So now the flashes go back in. Showtime's able to catch that first kill. No room for trade either. There's a smoke just blocked off their own vision. They have Destiny so low, but I don't think Destiny realized there was a molly coming into his right, so it does end up burning him down at the end of the day. No real choice either. I think he was going to get flushed out of there by it. So the trade does finally come on, although not in the form they may have been expecting. Down to the 4v4 we do go, but the guys on LG still seem to think, for the most part, it's going to be over towards A. You can see Yell kind of floating back in a CT position. Now CT itself is going to get smoked back off, but Stewie, on going through the smoke here, doesn't realize that they have a player set back up near the fountain. Nothing will trade onto that, however, and Yell quickly trying to swing back around through the garden. Molly's going to get in the way of that, but he can still hold a position to counter anyone that would swing over towards Emo. They're not going to do that. In fact, the Molly gets in his way again. He loses another like 20 HP and misses, more importantly, the player crossing through over there towards Emo. So Skadoodle gets into that position. The RNG there for Yell just doesn't go the way he would have liked. And now this is going to be an even 3v3 retake for the guys on LG that they'll have to try and attempt to make here. Yell first up to bat and moving in, but it's SHZ that goes down first. The hands of Skadoodle. He even gets a second kill now. Yell looking to trade, but he just can't get it done, and Skadoodle gets all 3 post-plant kills for Cloud9, pushing them up to, I believe, 6-0 now.
Yeah, so Cloud9 comes out and just is dominating so far. I mean, only 8 deaths, winning, you know, shutting LG out right now. Post plant plays out perfectly for Ska.
Yeah, and keep in mind too that if the Molly hadn't spread onto Yell,
he would have killed Ska.
He would have killed Ska and then rounded him completely the direction. So that works out really well for Skadoodle in that round and allows Cloud9 to continue forward.
Yeah, so Cloud9, it seems like when they're taking mid control, they're like throwing a left and a right mid smoke, and then it's just, you can't even contest it really, unless you maybe boost on the roof, or maybe boost on one of the sides of the smokes, but even then, a lot of the time you just start shooting and they just spam you.
So Stewie very quickly up to the B site this early on in the round here, just kind of lurking.
Very odd smoke. I think that was a botch smoke by Skadoodle.
It's still, I think it still restricts vision for PKL at the very least, so it does give him a little bit of an angle.
Wanted to smoke spawn.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean.
No, I think that's like more of a one-way than anything for the CT.
So Stewie's not going to respond to it at all. Just kind of waits it out now to use his own smoke to pop out here. Still a 3-man setup on B, though, and now they're going to move in over here through mid-choke. I don't think they have anyone on porch. I think they're all inside of the halls right now for the A players, so they don't actually have anyone set up for this one, which means it can actually be a relatively easy push for C9 to get that bomb onto the ground. Stewie even is getting double kills. Oh, and a triple kill over onto the site. Destiny trading onto 1, but Skadoodle nothing. Find the last 2 over here on A. And there you have it. They don't even need the plant bomb. They just go DMing in this round and close it out very quickly.
Yeah, Cloud9 is not messing around here. Just 7-0. They're probably not happy about Train.
Yeah, not at all. So definitely kicking it into high gear now. And here's the full, wow, okay. Spun around to predict the flower box guy. Nicely done.
Double up setup again comes out for LG.
Yeah, and now Cloud9 still going for the same basic setup that we've already seen plenty of times here. A few guys moving up to try and take maybe some early halls control. That's Shroud in this case, as he moves in, even like trying to pre-fire. Does some damage too. I think he hit SHZ for like 10 damage or so there through the wall. But obviously he's not going to know that, so just happy with the control, and now the rest of his team can move through if they want. Tagged by a teammate, I think, as he went back, but not a big deal. And everybody else just basically getting set up for the usual push, I imagine, directly out into the A bump. So the thing is, though, is they don't actually, usually they had Stewie or someone else pushing up Banana there to hold in that position. So this time Yell's been allowed to go like past the half wall and peek into it. So they know there's no presence there, which means the second B guy has already wrapped back over through arches and holds the A position. It's going to be very predictable what Cloud9 are doing. And they are going to be able to at least attempt to set themselves up to stop this. Destiny goes right into the fray here, but kind of loses himself from within the smoke. SHZ gets a double from up on top of the balcony, but that's the only success LG were able to find so far. Now it's PKL hugging the right side of the Moto approach, but smoked out and just deleted by automatic when he tries to go past it. Yell, there's nothing he can do. He's going to fall back and save.
That was actually pretty cool by Cloud9. So they throw the smoke so that they could run out of boiler, and then that way they're going out of boiler. It looks like they're going to hit arches. And like if you're an arch guy and you see that smoke, you think, okay, they're probably going to come to me. I'm not going to go to Moto and like help my teammates. I'm going to try to hold my spot, right? And you're kind of in position. It kind of holds you there a little bit. And they run out boiler and go up site and also jump out halls at the same time. So that was a pretty cool strat by C9. And again, winning another round all the way up to 8-0 right now with 3 alive. Yell has a chance to kill Shroud.
Yell's been struggling. He's only got, I mean, granted.
I think we're going to see a pause here.
Struggling, granted, Yell's struggling, obviously, just as much as the rest of his teammates, but he's only sitting on like 1 kill at this point, and I think 3 out of 4 of the others only have 2 kills. So this is pretty rough for LG. Definitely not looking like their map today, as indeed we do go into the pause with one of Cloud9's guys lagging out.
I like Inferno a lot as a map, but you know what I do not like Inferno as? A matchmaking map. When you play Inferno and matchmaking or like ESEA pugs, and you're winning a CT, the T's just hide in T apartments. Like literally in like T apartments for like 50 seconds to 60 seconds. It is the most painful experience. It is the worst, bro. You're probably one of them.
What, that hides?
Yes.
This as a CT or a T?
No, a T.
No, I don't hide as a T. Sometimes I'll like lurk apartments, but I don't hide in there.
It's like crazy though. When you play like matchmaking or ESA pugs and you're winning and you're CT and like they just sit there and they just wait for like a minute straight. Yeah. It's so annoying.
Because they know when they start. It's because whenever CT start winning, they get super aggressive.
Yeah.
So they can just punish that. That's what I always tell people.
So you're the problem. You're never gonna win a round doing that in like any normal circumstances.
You say that. There's some greedy people in my pugs on their CT side. That's all I'm going to say. Yell's going to get this first kill back over here. They do have pretty heavy stack on Banana this time. Stewie, though, just demolishes it, gets the double kill. Shroud finds a third on the other side of the map. He is traded out by Showtime, but again, on this type of a round, there's really not a whole lot that Luminosity are going to get done. It's down to Showtime. He's got an AK now as well, so probably not going to be seeing him do a whole lot.
Stewie all the way, and no, that's nothing. Stewie is just dominating them, Banana, man. He woke up. He was just kind of tired the last map.
So he's even going to probably have the chance to take down Showtime if he checks up on top, too. He's just pushing right out towards it. Unfortunately, walks right into Showtime, though, so he at least picks up that kill. But now, obviously, you know, you saw if you were paying attention to the scoreboard at halftime, you would have seen the amount of money that Cloud9 are working with. I think every single person on the team has over 10K right now. So everybody except for Stewie, who's disconnected this time. So now he has over 10K.
Yeah, I mean, this is just unfair.
Yeah.
Maybe LG will start camping CT spawn. Or when they go to T, just hide in the apartment and T steps.
Maybe he'll. You never know, man.
They learn from the DMGers.
Well,
enough sad parties would probably.
Cloud9 again push up Banana very early on, and they are able to get it without any resistance from the LG side besides the Molotov, which I think might have been a Cloud9 molly anyway. LG did just put 2 players as a standard 2-3 stack across the map, but Cloud9 already setting up to just execute in B. And at this point in the game, I'd actually be...
What is this smoke?
Wait, yeah, they did it again.
It's a seat planned.
It's a bait smoke.
A bait smoke.
It just gets them. They messed up. Now it's my chance.
Yeah.
So now Shroud's going to be able to catch at least one more here as they push back in. They know Stewie's hiding around grills, so that's an easy kill to trade out upon. And actually, this is going back into a situation where LG can definitely close out on it. Yell's forced out, though. They double molly his position. Showtime gets shot in the face. That messes up his aim and makes him miss the op shot. And now Destiny's going to run away.
Messes up his aim and also kills him, Blue.
Yeah, I mean, that's also a side effect.
Usually getting shot in the face.
Only one wasn't enough in that circumstance, though, so had a one chance to battle.
I'm telling you, there's no way that is not a botch smoke. It is definitely a botch smoke.
Why did they do it the second time though? Like, how did it happen there?
Because it's probably the same. It's probably Ska. It keeps messing it up.
Okay.
Been out of the game for a bit, man.
Yeah, I guess. Well, Destiny's just going to take a seat.
I used to have a rule that any smoke that you're supposed to throw, you have to throw it 10 out of 10 times before we do like a scramble.
Before you use it.
Yes. You have to do it 10 out of 10. So, like, even if it's a complex smoke, you have to do it 10 out of 10 times.
All right.
That's a good rule.
That's a good rule. Well, for LG going on to this...
Except for me, of course. I mean,
oh, okay.
I'm immune to rules.
I see. Apparently.
Just, didn't apply to me. Doesn't apply to nothing either. Sometimes I see nothing, just like aim at the sky. And you're just like, I think it's around here, man. And just like throw it.
I'll see where this one lands.
Yeah.
I'll check the site later in the demo. But SHZ set up. They're going to push their ramp, too. So this shotgun can do massive damage here. Already picked up one kill. Just gets decked by Stewie, though, and trying to return. I think that one was through the wall as well. Shroud comes back in to also takes down Showtime. So they do retake that control here. And now Skadoodle waits down below here in the little mini pit and mid. And I don't even think Yell's going to check for this. So surprise as Yell swings up from Banana. It's going to be an easy takedown against another player from LG. And although things were looking a little bit dodgy, pushed against that shotgun at first, you know, one kill. Another kill is going to roll in from LG, but unfortunately, they did gamble stack over towards A, hoping it would go there, and now they're going to be walking into an open B site on the Cloud9 players.
Yeah, so I mean, this is going to just be an easy hold. There's not even a kid on LG, and they're so far away, so just going to be a save for LG. You know what's the worst, though, Boo?
What?
Is when you're playing and you're like, hey, can anybody throw this smoke? And then somebody says, I'll try, I think I remember it. Never does it work. Never. That smoke is useless if somebody says, if you ever hear those words, guys, when you're playing and you ask for like a smoke or somebody asks for a smoke and somebody says, I'll try, I think I remember it, 100% it's not going to land.
Don't ever ask me to throw smokes.
Yes, it will never land.
I'm literally that guy.
You're that guy?
I'm that guy.
Apparently Scott is too.
I'm that guy who like
this game,
vaguely knows a couple smokes. And whenever someone takes this one smoke I do know, I'm like, I think I know this one. And then I end up like, it lands on a roof or something like at some useless spot.
Just gives them like a one-way.
Yeah. Then you walk into the site, someone's like, who threw that one? And I'm just like,
I think it was DJ.
It wasn't me.
That's probably what you said. It's definitely DJ.
All right, into the next one. Cloud9 really crushing it here in this map. Oh, sorry, DJ's good at our pugs. You're welcome. Well, going into the next round here, and it is going to be a full investment for Luminosity. Those few saves, even get full utility and everything this time around too. Yell with the op, but very quickly Cloud9 is not even fearful anymore. Shroud just trying to move in and trade though after Destiny picks up the first kill, but he's going to be restricted by the molly. Hops back pretty quickly though, putting this into a 4v5. It seemed like it was them really trying to get over aggressive though, however, so kind of being punished for that pretty early on. And now LG are going to be happy with that. They don't have anybody on porch or wrap side anymore. We're just falling back to defend the site. Banana as well. We haven't seen anyone from LG decide to move out and check it out just yet, so that's another option. As I mean, both A and B hits have been going perfectly so far for Cloud9. There really hasn't been a shot that obviously hasn't worked considering the scoreline. But in this situation, they are going into a much more well-prepared Luminosity with a player down already here, so this has to be very careful when discussing the way that they're actually going to go about this here, which does seem to be most players trying to push toward the wrap side, and Showtime even still has his position out by the library here to watch for this too. So he's going to get early spot on it. Flashbangs move in, doesn't really hit him at all. Swings wide, but still, I think he dinks Stroud on the way back there. This brings him down to 12 HP. Nothing with a great lineup and great patience as well. Catches both Showtime and SHZ trying to retreat onto the site. You could see the pile of corpses now laid out before Destiny. Just like that, they have the advantage back with Destiny. Couldn't try to battle. In fact, he already knew where Stewie was coming from, and it was a great attempt to transfer. Just couldn't hit the shots on time, so Stewie is going to be able to take him back down. It's PKL and then Yell again. Both are completely outside of the bomb site. And while Yell does have the advanced position in library, I don't really see a good way for them to get back in. However, they need to try and continue to fight for this. If they save again, it'll be acceptable, but you also can't blame them if they do decide to go for it at this point in the game. And it does look like they're going to try to move. I believe it was PKL that gave up first, and although we do see Yell picking up a kill, he's definitely not going to be able to proceed forward. They do fall back, and again, look to save in this situation.
Yeah, in 4v5, you expect LG to win that round, but then they line up at a very common angle. Both going down to nothing, just spraying them both. Hey, apartments. So both players save, and 12-0.
Yeah, and I mean, he waited for he was in there for a good like 30 to 40 seconds.
Yeah, very
while waiting for that, so didn't want to swing out early, and the patience was rewarded with just a beautiful double lineup there. So good stuff from him. And Cloud9, like I said before, showing no signs of struggling. They're even getting like, you know, they're even getting confident, a little too confident in some situations. Like we saw there with the mid peak in that round. It did bring them down to the 5v4, but now LG all of a sudden is going to have a little bit more confidence as they just swing out through mid. Destiny gets that early kill onto nothing. They've got presence in halls too. Shroud, oh, nicely shot. Destroys Destiny and takes him out of the play, though, and trades that right back down to another 4v4. Automatic's going to try to sneak back and rear with some of his teammates over here in mid, and it's completely smoked out currently. So obviously a lot of confusion for Cloud9. They're probably not going to do a whole lot of movement until these smokes are gone and they can sort of reassess their control in mid, which they are looking to do now. The smokes have started to fade away, and the last one's going to be going off in a moment, too. Cloud9 still just stacking up in mid. Obviously, the timing on this one isn't really working against them just yet. Still over a minute, just under a minute left on the clock now. And smokes do start to go in to give them that mid control. Yell's still waiting this one out, hoping he can maybe catch a player moving in based on timing. Okay, what? Automatic just rolls in.
Nothing is going LG's way, man.
That was through the smoke, right? Just catches him going into mid. So I have no clue how he even hits that shot, but just completely destroys Yell, deleting him from the picture. Skadoodle also taking out Showtime, and now just SHZ. At least picking up one more kill here against Skadoodle, but 3v2. The time is getting a little bit low, so they do need to move into execute, and it's not going so well, actually. SHZ is solo holding this. One more kill to go, and he's done the job, and it's already disadvantage now for C9, and he does it. Ends up with a massive 4K on the round, and it's right here of all the rounds where LG finally put one up on the board.
Yeah, just a really nice pit hold from SHZ. Stewie gets a little bit too aggro in apartments there. Had he waited for Automatic's Molly, I think they win that round, but I kind of expect a little bit of looseness from any team that's up like 12-1 like that.
So obviously Cloud9 are not really going to be struggling too much to rebuy into it, as I think pretty much everybody should have been near or at max money in that situation. But for LG, this is going to end up being very bad for them. Again, they're just pushing out mid and finding success with it. Showtime pushes forward, catches Shroud. Third round in a row now where LG have gotten the 5v4 advantage to start things off, and they've also caught Stewie in a bit of a tough spot here. Smokes will come in from the tees, though, and that should give Stewie, after some delay, a bit of a path back out if he just wants to retreat and back away from the site. The rest of Cloud9, some of them working with Stewie here to hold that banana control and line up for smokes and whatnot out on the actual site itself, and a few more still holding to counter any additional mid or alt mid pressure that you would see rolling out from the LG camp. Not going to be happening, though. Seems like most of LG is fine with sticking back on their positions now, having both Yell and Showtime kind of watching for wrap side on A. And meanwhile, down over here within the site itself, you've got SHZ once again playing in the pit. One that finally was able to destroy C9 and stop this from rolling into a 16-0. But Cloud9 now splitting their players up and maybe going to try something a little bit more interesting here to try and get back on the winning train, and more importantly, going into that last round is giving LG as little cash as possible. But nothing tries to go for that lineup again. This time, not anywhere near as successful. And Stewie, okay. Stewie tries to make a move, diving in through the CT smoke, but he's found out way early on by PKL there. And now SHZ is going to have the position to hit. Doesn't actually come out swinging, unfortunately, this time, though. It's actually Showtime picking up the first kill here. And the second one. Bomb goes down. Neil comes in for the assist on the last kill there. So another round for Luminosity. They're finding some consistency late into the half, and Cloud9 are definitely loosening up a bit, as it would appear.
Well, yeah, LG, I mean, they're getting aggressive. They're pushing down middle, kind of guerrilla warfare tactics a bit.
Yeah.
SHZ having one really good round in pit. Showtime, I think he ended up with 3K there. Just runs down mid, kills shot in the back. Nobody was watching for the mid push, so.
Yeah, and they've got a few players on LG stacked up to possibly do that again over here towards mid, but it gets smoked out this time. Not really going to be possible. They still did some great early damage, though. Automatic, either through result of the op or the molly, bringing him down to 16 HP. And this is a great smoke for SHZ to try to use. Unfortunately...
Yeah, but it should have been a kill, though. That's pretty cool.
Just doesn't really end up working out his way. Again, though, good damage being done. There's two players now lit up in the C9 side.
That would be even better with an op.
Yeah, you're actually right about that. It did look like when we looked at it from the T's perspective that you may be able to check for that. Because I think you could see through it slightly.
Yeah, and I think you definitely can too, but the thing is, like, the T's probably hear that and they think you're just playing, you know, passive. They don't realize that you can see through it.
Well, Cloud9 are now going to start to flood over here into the A-bomb site, and there's actually not anyone on the site from LG this time.
They're playing rap, yeah. Because they smoked out Porch and did that same strat, I think. So they ran through Boiler, I believe, and also.
A lot more damage being done here to the LG players as well, as they are trying to go for a stack up in Moto, and it works out. Yell finding Skadoodle. They've got to be careful about it, though. Smoke just reapplied back over here on the Moto side, but it is not actually going to restrict vision all that much. It does stop them from seeing a little bit onto the site that they could spot before, but he can still look over here into Pit. Hasn't been able to see nothing just yet. Automatic chasing down more kills as both Shroud and Stewie have picked up a few more here, and Shroud not able to find another one just yet. PKL wrapping back in, gets one, gets a second on the no-scope there against Automatic. Tries to go for the third on the Stewie, but is finally going to get taken out by nothing. And that will end the half as Cloud9 comes back in for one more at the very end of it. 13-2 is going to be our scoreline. Very much one-sided here in the favor of Cloud9. It could lead us into a quick 1-1 to end out the evening. Stick with us, guys. In just a moment, we'll have the second half coming up, and we'll see if LG can bring it back at all.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, PaySafeCard, Legion Lenovo, Mountain Dew League, and ESEA.
For the last time tonight, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL Pro League. It's Cloud9 versus LG. And while our first map was very one-sided for the players over on LG, this time it's flip-flopped, and it's Cloud9 that, for the most part, crush the entire first half over here on Inferno. 13-2 is our scoreline going into the second half, not leaving a whole lot of room for mistakes in the LG camp at all. As we can see here, taking a look at some of the stats over on the C9 side. Stewie, specifically, 18-9 coming out of the first half with an ADR of 111.1. Very symmetrical there.
Yeah, I mean, Stewie was dominant at Banana. I mean, a lot of OG's game plan, like their very first round, buy round was to push B with 3 people. Stewie just manned up. I think he killed 2 and knew where the 3rd one was. Just dominated B. Absolutely dominated it.
Yeah, it was all on him. Even like at the end, they were trying some interesting stuff that didn't really work out, but basically just took it on his own. There was one round where I think he just literally goes in by himself and gets a 3K on like an eco round.
Yeah, that was versus that eco, yeah.
But even so, that's impressive in its own right. Shroud spots this quick push through the mid choke point over here, and well, unfortunately, he's not going to be available to do a whole lot of damage as he gets clothesline in the sight by Yell. Room for a trade from Automatic, and nice swing to get a 2nd shot as well. That's SHZ gone back down. Stewie trying to push back in, but he's going to be put out by Destiny. Restores the 3v3 balance of the situation now, and Automatic into the open, but loses his teammate. He's now stuck behind this pole, getting pushed by all 3 members of LG. He's able to knock out one, falls back for a reload, and Skadoodle coming in on the flank, and there you have it. Automatic with a 4K destroys LG in this pistol. And that will pretty much seal the deal for Cloud9 on this map unless they get ecoed in the next round.
Yeah, not a bad idea from LG. I mean, they triple porch. It was planned for them. They all 3 fight the porch guy. They just can't connect any shots on him. Just unkillable.
Second kill that he gets is very nice by Automatic here. And then just the Alamo hold right outside of Boiler to finish off the round.
Well, when he just like wide strafed and there's 3 guys shooting at him, and he just stays alive. I mean, it wasn't a bad idea by LG at all.
No. Just unfortunate the way it played out.
Their man.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, Automatic killed, what was it? I think he killed Yell like through the smoke as well in one of the last gun rounds there in the half too.
Yep, when Yell was off in
yeah. So Destiny's going to be able to move in here as obviously the LG guys are way too far behind to be saving. They do have to go right into the buy, and it's quick control for them. In fact, they're very quickly overwhelming A. These need to be much faster rotates from C9. Nothing's got the buys in again, though, as he moves in, and he's going to be able to get a kill with it. As he gets eaten up by that flashbang. Nothing very low, though. He's going to be easy to trade back out, and it's just down to Automatic now. So Luminosity do buy themselves a bit more time in this map. As more than likely, they are going to be able to upset here. It's just Automatic in a 1v4.
Yeah, I think this one's a bit more in the bag than it was on like Train with Renegades and Misfits, though. Just because CT side Inferno, there's a lot more. It's a lot easier on CT side Inferno to just like win around by opping porch and just getting a kill because of it, you know, or opping aggro B and whatnot. On C-side Train, it's a bit different. It's really tough to do things like that where you could just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna get a kill porch.
Yeah.
You know, you can't, like, how do you do that on Train? Say what? I'm just gonna get a kill on Ivy, and then Yellow just Yellow just peeks you from back 6 and just kills you. You know, it's just like it's not the same thing at all.
So Cloud9 have a lot of obviously wiggle room to work with here. 11-round advantage. If they didn't force buy, it wouldn't be too much of a surprise, but it is looking like they're going to go for the... This one's more expected, obviously, considering the point of the game that they're at here. They can just trade rounds back and forth, and they can very much still just take this to the very end of the map. So they buy into it, upgraded pistols and armor for everybody except for Skadoodle, who just goes for the pistol. And it is going to be two Deagles, single CZ and a 5.7 for Automatic and Shroud, and then obviously the PT-50 on Scott. Whereas most of LG is either using SMGs or AK/M4s at this point. And taking it nice and slow this time around. Not much one for the aggressive push again that we saw back in the last round. They pretty much just full throttle pushed into the A bomb site. This time they hold back, and well, their passiveness is going to be rewarded with an early kill into nothing. He just trying to peek up for intel. Well, that gets it. He's also going to get his own death. Nice and early into the round. There is a surprise waiting around this left corner and the right corner too. They're all set up to defend against this here. So now they swing back out. There's the nade rolling in from Skadoodle. Kind of steals the kill out from Automatic, but not too big of a deal. And they promptly smoke it back out. The Yell moves in, tries to retrieve the AK, and SHZ is able to carry through with an additional pickup onto Automatic before they can retrieve the gun. But they do escape with a UMP, just not the M4. And they'll have to spread out pretty far from each other. They have to try and figure out exactly where LG are going to take the rest of their hit. They're still kind of weighing options for themselves, but Shroud doesn't really feel like waiting. He's just going to push directly in. Unfortunately, not paying attention to the alt-mid push. So Showtime is going to be able to take him out of the picture. And that swings the A site wide open now if they want to head in that direction. And they're doing a nice job, at the very least, anchoring the B players to this site by sending PKL over there and just making some noise. As it buys these extra like 5 to 10 seconds to not only secure the plant, but also make sure that they get into post plants. It pretty much just denies any possibility of Cloud9 going for a retake.
Yeah, C9 has really no chance to win this round, so we're just going to see a save by them. Long way to go, though, for LG if they want to come back into this game. Yeah. Not a believer. What are the pings on C9 first? Let me see. Wonder where the server is. Is LG's house in Canada?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Toronto.
Toronto?
Mm-hmm. Pretty sure.
I wonder where this server is located.
Probably... That's in Chicago?
No, because the West Coast players have like 70 ping then.
To Chicago?
Yeah. You don't get 70 ping in Chicago?
No.
How do you not get 70? I get like 80 ping in Chicago. I've never seen a West Coast player.
Routing.
Oh,
that or Denver.
I would think Denver.
Or like, maybe Texas.
No, Toronto pings like 100 Texas, I think. Ping's really bad Texas, yeah.
I would say Denver or Chicago, personally. One of those two.
I'd say Denver.
So Cloud9 onto the full eco here now, obviously saving a few from the last round, but for the most part going to be working with default pistols. And they again try to do the stack at mid-choke. I think LG pretty much expects this though now, as they do have Yell watching for a peek, spawning him. Gotta be careful though. I'm not sure if they're expecting to find 4 players waiting for it. It's a good thing that most of LG isn't actually sitting here this time around, as that could get pretty messy pretty quickly if they don't necessarily expect that. Oh, it is Texas.
Okay, there's no way LG is in Toronto then, because you ping way higher.
Oh, they're in Toronto, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, here comes the push now from C, and I will see how many kills they can get, if any at all. They are going to be able to pick up 1-0, getting that one, but then SHZ and Showtime responding with quite a few of their own pickups, and now it's just left down to Stewie, as LG is going to be able to carry forward to pick up the 5th round here in a moment as soon as they dispatch of Stewie. Yeah, I think I could definitely get it. That sounds right. They have like...
I'm getting to the bottom of this.
What are you gonna like ping a Texas server right now on your phone or something? Or are you just trying to? Okay, I see what you're doing. They take out Stewie, and regardless, LG picks up the round. So that'll send us up to the 14-5 scoreline. That's Cloud9 just saving up for the next full buy that they can go for, which is going to happen on this round. Some sacrifices are still going to have to be made, though. As you can see, the AWP and M4s are rolling in, but you also have automatic downgrading to a UMP so that they can get themselves a little bit more utility. And automatic is going to fulfill that dedicated upper role, though. Maybe not in the circumstances that you would expect here. It's not going to work out so well on the T side, unfortunately. Or CT side, excuse me. Anyway, early aggression from automatic. He's going to push himself forward up to the very edge of Banana on the smoke. Just a quick push, though. As he moves in there, he jumps back pretty quickly, and will regroup with his teammate back to the other end.
Only one player towards B and Scoodle with an op, so he's going to be able to play that by himself, and that'll allow C9 to play 4 towards A. I think they have a triple porch set up and 1 at arch, so this is really, really strong from them.
And then we'll go the first bits of utility here from LG to try and smoke things back off. It is going to restrict their presence a bit, but the core setup is still going to be able to work together very heavily here. In fact, Nothing gets the first kill. Players trying to leap back out and get into pit control here, but they just walk right past Nothing without even realizing it. SHZ and Yell are the only ones that have been able to trade, but now it's just SHZ who's going to have to go for the 4K here if he wants to clutch it out, trying to figure out how exactly he can play. The good news is he does have a clean path to the site. Automatic is still smoked out, but that's going to be fading right now. SHZ has a laser lock on that one, and then Molly's even going to go back over here into the broken wall. Automatically get forced into the open. SHZ is able to catch that kill, though. So now he's got the chance to actually win out this round. And that, again, would keep LG in this match. They need to stay basically flawless in their round pickups here. As Skadoodle moves in, though, he's going to hit the pixel headshot against SHZ, taking him out of the play and leaving, of course, plenty of time to defuse and put Cloud9 up to map point. Have you made any progress on your research there?
No. I'm gonna ask Zeus. Zeus will know.
Yeah, I'm like 99% sure their house is still in Toronto. There's a small chance, now that I'm thinking about it, that they might have gotten something out in California, but then the pings wouldn't make sense either for California.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, I don't know where they're at.
Yeah, I know. I know, DJ. That's what I said. That's why I said that. It's a small chance. They're boot who knows?
B push comes out. Triple B push. They take control. Automatic has deep info. They don't know if anybody's close. They back out. and throw a deep smoke. So they leave Stewie there himself, and again, they have 4 towards A. This just puts a lot of pressure on. What the heck are you doing, Shroud?
So Shroud Molly will go out, but unfortunately loses his life in the process, and that trades us back down into a 4v4 here now. Showtime moving out as well, but he's going to get just taken down by Skadoodle. PKL still hunting for a car player, although there will be no one waiting for him in that position. And that opens up the wayside for LG to try and go for a B push. And they haven't even really tried to mess around with B, I think, at all in this half so far. It's been pretty much all A hits from the LG side of things, although that it might be changing up now. Both PKL and Yell moving together with the bomb, and they only have SHZ besides that. But Stewie still has his utilities, able to pop that in there. SHZ caught another kill over at A, though, so that can actually open up the site. And now it's only going to, basically, they have even splits on both sites. 2 defending at B, 1 defending at A, and 2 defending over here at B, which that's now going to change, though, as they do swing at the other direction. Stewie's going to have to fall back behind this Molotov. They're still 100% expecting this to push into this site. No signs of a rotate from Automatic anytime soon, but Skadoodle just got re-smoked back off. He may have to make a move to confirm that the bomb is being pushed back in. It might work out on the timing. Yell's going to be watching for this, though, and with just a P250, he takes down Skadoodle. So now it's a 3v2 scenario. Only just now are Cloud9 actually rotating through arches into this site, but Yell is going to be waiting in Boiler for anyone that tries to push in this direction here. Good damage early on from Automatic, but now I think he's focused on the long game here as he's picked up the op. He's falling back further down mid. Stewie's looking for an option to get himself into the bomb set itself, but not a whole lot going to be found out there, and Automatic just way back by T-Spawn looking to save already.
Yeah, and well played by LG. They fake B, they go back A, Cloud9 bites. Ska is not in a position to even contest A at all. One smoke takes him out of the play, kind of tries to force the play through the smoke, not trusting in the 3v3 retake. And Yell just watching the smoke 100% with his pistol out. Gets a nice easy kill, and Luminosity showing some signs of life here.
I have a new theory.
What's up?
For this ping issue. Is it possible that LG are already in Austin for the event?
That is very possible.
So this is like a Dallas server or something like that?
Yeah, that's probably what it is. That would definitely make the most sense.
That may be it.
Unless there's revolutionary new internet, I'm pretty sure
you can definitely
from Toronto to Texas.
I'm pretty sure you can get that thing if you have good routing.
Well, whenever we play Rank S, every single person from Canada, whether they're Toronto or even like BC, they just hate Texas. They all hate Texas. They all say how bad they ping. Every Canadian.
Yeah, so maybe they're in Austin.
And they only want to play Denver or Chicago.
Well, there we go.
Canadians are they just hate Texas, apparently.
Just not the place they want.
That's just not cool with me.
Automatic's going to hit the first shot here on this next gun round against SHZ. Keep in mind, again, that off is really all the firepower they have for this round here. Cloud9 do go into a full save. Look at that push from Stewie, though. Destroys Destiny and then re-peeks to take down PK after dinking him. Shroud finds Showtime in the halls, and Skadoodle is going to get the walk-up kill onto Yell to close out on the map. It's a full eco with 1 op that gives them their 16th round, but they make it happen. And Cloud9 do indeed close out on their final map of the evening, winning 1 out of the 3 games they need to secure their playoff spot, and going 1-1 on this set overall for the night.
Yeah, and I mean, completely different team than we saw from Train. Absolutely dominant performance from LG on Train. Absolutely dominant performance from C9 on Inferno.
All right, well, let's not waste any time. Let's send it back over to the analysts to get their final thoughts on not only this map, but tonight's games overall as well.
Well, Cloud9 running up 12 rounds right there, Vendetta. What went right for Cloud9?
Well, biggest difference was the fact that they were actually able to find openings, unlike on Train, where it was Luminosity for the better part controlling the tempo and what was kind of dictating the pace as to what was allowed on Cloud9's end as well. So you could see Stewie very early on, pretty much doing whatever he wanted, and giving it to Luminosity, kind of waking up for themselves, and the rest of them followed suit. That kind of gave them the nice, smooth opening that they needed to get into the game.
We see the Automatic versus Shaz show across the entirety of the map. I mean, what more could they have done over on the Luminosity side?
I mean, there's obviously multiple ways of going about it, but I think that you do have an issue, obviously, when money gets tight and you don't have the same utility to work with. Obviously, like, if you want to shut down banana control early, that's definitely an option you can do. But I think for Luminosity, maybe you want to opt for, if everything's going wrong, you might want to go with the option of just overstacking sites and being aggressive that way to gain map control on the CT side at least.
Or you can do this. Let's take a look now at this replay of Shaz and Pit. Grabs a sick 4K right here.
Yeah, no, it does really good job of actually just getting the first round on the board for Luminosity. But the thing to note here is that Cloud9 are in a 2v3 situation, and if they did this properly, that Molotov right there from Automatic, which he had on him the entire time, would have been the first thing to go in towards Pit as they try to take that A side. Sure, it's fine and dandy that you want to hold, off for any sort of rotation. You're worried about a backstab, but don't let the guy with all the utility, or the only utility you have, especially with a Molotov when you're trying to clear out Pit, be the guy who does that job, right? Then at that point, you swing out Automatic, have somebody else watch for backstabs, and you do it properly in that sense. But, if you're up 12-0, it's easy to kind of have those kind of lapses. But it could have been even more of a dominant half for Cloud9, because if they lose that one, it's back to eco time or another not-so-great force buy from Luminosity, and you're looking at potentially a 15-0 half for Cloud9.
Well, Cloud9, obviously, Automatic could have used that Molotov to flush out the pit area. However, Cloud9 now looking to have gotten those 2 wins they needed tonight to secure out of the 3 to send them into the playoffs, but only finding 1, splitting maps with Luminosity, not necessarily putting them on the back foot, but their chances are running out.
Well, yeah, Luminosity, and one thing that doesn't help them at all is the fact that Misfits managed to get 2 wins off of Renegades, right? That's also very big in this kind of context, because obviously the better the opponents around you do, the lesser your chances to actually make it through the playoffs, especially when you stumble like this. If you can even call, dropping a map versus Cloud9 a stumble, but, that's the kind of situation they find themselves in.
That is most definitely the situation they find themselves in. All right, so let's take a look at today's matchups. We saw Misfits take Train 1917 and then take a command over there on Mirage. Then 2 back-to-back 16-6s splits there between Cloud9 and Luminosity. Now, over on the other side of things, you will note a 16-0 scoreline between Optic and Winter Fox.
Yeah, not the greatest start for Busted to get into that Winter Fox lineup. Obviously,
I believe it's the first one of the season.
Yeah, it is the first one of the season. I would assume it's going to be the last one as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, it could be the only one of the season. And given the circumstances, you can't really harp on it too hard, right?
Exactly. They're playing from Australia. Their lineup is just kind of breaking down at the moment. It's just chaos.
Now that one, the 16-3 Liquid over Immortals on Cobble.
That's a big one and very surprising as well. I did see the fact that Liquid had a superb first half at their T side. I think they ended up 12-3 and then one pistol. So obviously a lot of things going the right way for them. I think that was off the back of Nitro and JDM playing super well.
Well, we've discussed it up to this point. These teams, it's grind time.
Yep.
These teams definitely trying to get in there, secure that land berth. And I think it's important that we kind of take a look now at the standings across the season. I think it's very much pertinent to explaining the story that is ESL Pro League Season 5.
Yeah, well, I mean, the story's not really over as of yet either, but I guess the main thread that you want to follow is the fact that it's extremely close between all these teams, with the fact that nobody is actually guaranteed a spot in Dallas yet. That's how close it is, and we're reaching that final week of games. Yeah, a couple of changes today, obviously. Misfits climbing up to that 7th spot from the 10th spot, and Luminosity actually equalizing Luminosity's score right now, with Luminosity going 1-1.
It's such a dramatic drop-off if you look at CLG and then boom, Complexity.
Yeah.
It's just a dramatic drop-off, which leads to several questions going forward into the next season. But guess what? We're not here to talk about those today.
We could, though.
We could, but
we're not going. We're not
maybe
going
not.
to.
Let's take a look at EU now. North, congratulations on securing the first spot there at the LAN event in Dallas at the Verizon Theater. Oh yeah, get your tickets, proleague.com/Dallas. Anyway, with that being said, do we see any surprises here in the European region?
I mean, to me, it's still surprising that Mousesports are doing as well as they have been doing. The other teams in there, obviously, G2, Astralis, Navi, and FaZe, not not surprising suspects really in that sense. But credit for Mousesports to being able to stick it out for the course of the season. I guess one of the biggest negative surprises would be Virtus Pro, because they started out doing pretty decently online in EPL, and ever since then they've gone on a bit of a losing spree, and now you find them there at the second to last spot. So they've kind of gone the opposite route of what we've seen G2 do over the course of the season. Well,
most certainly it's an interesting one, and as the playoff race heats up, we've got a few teams here that we didn't expect to see here, or a few teams there that we didn't expect to see there.
Yeah. No, but that's kind of the beauty of online games, right? Like, you do get weird results, or even over the course of a season where normally the best remain in that sense. But yeah, it's always a bit of a wonky experience and wonky adventure, really, to go get through.
I think if there was a short story about online Counter-Strike, you probably just summed it up. Let's take a look at tomorrow's matchups, as we will be coming back for the last day of week number 9. We've got Rush and CLG, and then Complexity Misfits. Now, which one of these do you have your thumb on?
For me, again, I've been really enjoying watching CLG play as of late. Ever since they got their stuff together, ever since they came back from Starladder, they've been playing pretty well. So excited to see how they do. Again, it's going to be the focus on CLG and Misfits really to see if they can still stay in that playoff fight. So this is both matchups where they should go 2-0 in my opinion, and they have to go 2-0 to stay relevant.
2-0 to stay relevant, and you want to see a fighting chance out of some of these teams from the lower end of the spectrum.
Oh, definitely. Obviously, if you're Rush, you want to get away from, you want to distance yourself from the Foundation and Winter Fox while they're struggling. And for Complexity, I guess Complexity probably is the team that has the least stake in it. For you, it's more about like getting a groove with your new lineup and making that thing work.
It's funny you say the Foundation too, because it metaphorically speaking,
oh, yeah.
they are the base
foundation
layer
of the standings.
over there of the standings. But absolutely 100%, it's about distancing at this point.
Yeah.
And you definitely don't want to be that team that was here for a season like Rush, and then they find themselves back down in the lower leagues. So regardless, tomorrow we got Rush, CLG, Complexity, Misfits. We going to see anything crazy?
I think we might see, a bit of a Kusa show, like individuals showing up, going big for at least the favorites in this team. It's going to be fun to see the Frenchies again for Misfits too.
Could be a little stat padding, could be a little farming going on. Either way, that does it for us here on the second to last day of week number 9. I do appreciate you. I appreciate you, Vendetta. And 100% look forward to seeing you guys back here tomorrow at ESL Pro League North America.